Every place you go these days, there's an outlet waiting for you. Plugged into one right now is my phone, which I used to look up the stats for this video. Yeah, 75% of Americans have smartphones. They run on electricity. You probably have an outlet nearby where you are too, whether it's at home, work, or school. Plug something in if you want. I won't stop you. Now, take a step back and ask yourself, how does that even work? Imagine a world without light bulbs, phones, or internet. Where did electricity come from? And who turned it on? That's what we're here to find out. Welcome to InfoByte Hub, your source for tech's hidden roots. Today, let's spark up the story of electricity, how it was discovered, harnessed, and changed the world. Ever since humans became curious about the universe, we've been aware of some mysterious forces beyond our control. Take the ancient Greeks around 600 BC, who witnessed the incredible energy of lightning and static electricity by rubbing certain materials together. But they didn't understand what they were dealing with. In fact, the idea of electricity as a force of nature didn't emerge until centuries later. During the Middle Ages, scientists in China, India, and the Arab world made significant progress in understanding optics and electromagnetics. However, the foundations of modern electricity can be traced back to the scientific revolution of the 17th and 18th centuries. One of the most prominent figures during this time was English physicist William Gilbert, who coined the term electricus to describe the force of attraction and repulsion exhibited by certain materials. His work laid the groundwork for the study of static electricity, but it would be several decades before scientists began to comprehend the true nature of this phenomenon. In 1600, he published a book called De Magnete, which described his experiments on magnetism and electricity. He observed that certain materials, such as amber, when rubbed with a cloth, could attract small objects like pieces of paper or feathers. This force, he proposed, was caused by an invisible fluid that he termed electricus. By experimenting with different materials and techniques, Gilbert discovered that electricus could be generated through friction, and that it had both positive and negative aspects. Then, in 1660, English scientist Otto von Guericke developed the first electrostatic generator, a machine that produced electricus by rubbing a sulfur ball with a linen cloth. It was also during this time that scientists began to explore the relationship between electricity and magnetism. In 1663, French physicist Denis Papin noticed that a magnetic needle was deflected by an electrified glass tube, suggesting a connection between the two phenomena. This sparked interest in further investigations, laying the foundation for future discoveries. These early pioneers were intrigued by the mysteries of electricus, recognizing its potential while still grasping its true nature. Their work marked the beginning of a scientific journey that would lead to the harnessing of electricity and illuminate the path to a modern technological era. But it was another 2 centuries before we got a clear picture of how all this worked. See, while electricity was first described around 600 BC, scientists wouldn't fully grasp it until the mid-19th century. Enter the breakthrough of the 19th century. The year 1800, when Italian physicist Alessandro Volta discovered that electricity could be generated by placing 2 dissimilar metals, such as zinc and copper, into a water-based electrolyte solution. This simple experiment led to the invention of the first battery, consisting of multiple discs of zinc and copper separated by cardboard soaked in salt water. Volta named this device a pile, due to its layered structure. Remarkably, within just a few years, the concept of the battery was refined, and by the 1830s, portable battery packs were available. These innovations paved the way for advancements in telegraphy and electric lighting, marking a pivotal moment in harnessing electricity for practical applications. Volta wasn't done though. See, the year before his death, he built the first electric motor. Here's how it worked. A copper disc was placed between 2 poles of a horseshoe magnet. When connected to a battery, the disc spun. Well, imagine tiny soldiers lining up along the copper disc. They're attracted to one end of the magnet, but once they get there, they're repelled by the other end. So they line up along the disc, get pushed over to one side, then flip around and march back to the other side. Basically, Volta created the first crude electric motor, demonstrating that electricity could do more than just produce a current. It could make things move. And then there was the discovery of electromagnetic induction in 1831 by Michael Faraday, an English scientist. You see, he noticed that when he moved a magnet next to a coil of wire, something amazing happened. The wire began to wiggle. Turns out the movement of the magnet induced an electric current in the wire. That's why it's called electromagnetic induction. To demonstrate this principle, Faraday invented the first electric generator, paving the way for the mass production of electricity. This brings us to the age of inventions. We know Thomas Edison because of the light bulb. But what many people don't realize is that Edison wasn't the first to invent a light bulb. In fact, more than 20 inventors had already filed patents for various types of incandescent lamps before Edison entered the race. Instead, what set Edison apart was his relentless pursuit of perfection and practicality. He wanted a light bulb that could last at least 1,000 hours. Most importantly, he needed a reliable and cost-effective method for producing and distributing electricity. As a result, Edison set up the first electric power station in New York City in 1882. This innovative facility featured a large dynamo driven by a steam engine that could generate enough power to illuminate over 2,000 streets. It also included an advanced switchboard allowing operators to control the flow of electricity throughout the system. In addition to developing the infrastructure for electric power distribution, Edison also made significant contributions to the standardization of electrical systems. Meanwhile, on the other side of the world, the brilliant inventor, Nikola Tesla, was working on an alternative system known as alternating current or AC. After years of fierce competition and debate, Tesla's AC ultimately prevailed due to its efficiency in long-distance transmission. Today, Tesla's impact on the electrical industry is immeasurable. His vision of a decentralized electrical grid enabled widespread adoption of electricity across cities, homes, and industries. There's a lot more to the story, of course. For example, the development of the three-phase induction motor, which was a significant advancement in the field of electric motors. It offered higher efficiency, power, and smoother operation compared to previous direct current motors. Additionally, the introduction of high-voltage transformers allowed for efficient long-distance power transmission, connecting generators to consumers over vast distances. But by the turn of the 20th century, a new problem emerged. As cities electrified, power stations popped up everywhere, generating electricity for various purposes such as lighting and operating electric motors. This resulted in significant air pollution due to the combustion of fossil fuels for energy production. Recognizing the need for a cleaner energy source, engineers explored the use of water power, nuclear fission, and other renewable resources. Over the years, remarkable progress has been made in this area. For instance, hydroelectric power has emerged as a clean and efficient means of electricity generation. Nuclear power, although controversial due to safety concerns and waste disposal challenges, has also played a significant role. Moreover, advancements in renewable energy sources such as wind and solar power have gained prominence in recent years. Now, let's talk about what electricity is and how it works. At its core, electricity is the flow of electric charge, typically in the form of electrons, through a conductor such as a wire. When connected to a power source like a battery or generator, electrons flow from the negative terminal to the positive terminal, creating an electric current. Electrical current can be categorized into two types: direct current, or DC, flowing in only one direction, and alternating current, or AC, periodically reversing its direction. Electricity is measured in volts, which represent the electrical potential difference, or voltage between 2 points. Electrical power is measured in watts, which indicate the rate at which electrical energy is consumed or generated. The resistance of a circuit to current flow is measured in ohms, and the amount of electric charge flowing through a circuit over time is measured in amps. The basic components of an electrical circuit include a power source such as a battery or generator, conducting wires to provide a path for current flow, and a load such as a light bulb or motor that utilizes the electrical energy. Electrical circuits can be arranged in series or parallel configurations, depending on how the components are connected. But it's not just about the science. Electricity has transformed every aspect of our modern lives. In cities, it illuminates streets, powers transportation systems, and drives industries. At home, it operates appliances, connects us through communication devices, and provides comfort. The advent of electricity marked a significant milestone in human history. It illuminated our cities, fueled industries, and permeated every corner of our daily lives. Without electricity, our world would be unrecognizable. In the late 19th century, it took society less than 100 years to go from voltaspile to powering entire cities. Today, every part of modern life relies on this invisible force. But electricity turned night into day and sparked a modern revolution. And it all started with a spark of curiosity. Thanks for watching InfoByte Hub. If this video lit you up, give us a like and subscribe for more every Wednesday and Sunday. See you next time.